Normally, I don't really comment on these trending topics and videos, but I want to say that no one's idea or preference is wrong, right? No one's comment or decision on what they think should be on the list or not is a right or wrong thing. It is about preference. At the end of the day, that's what it is. We all have preferences. If a person preferred not to go to Cheesecake Factory and go to Applebee's, that's their preference. If their preference is to not go to a chain restaurant and go to a mom and pop, that's a preference. It doesn't make it right or wrong. It doesn't determine who they are as a person or whether or not that's the reason why they're married or single. It just depends on where they are in life, what they desire. Now, I will say when it comes up to the Cheesecake Factory for a first date, I love the Cheesecake Factory. Hey, I get their herb crusted salmon, I get their pasta, love their bread, all of that. But the one thing that I feel that is inappropriate on a first date is because it does not set the tone. When I say the tone, first of all, every Cheesecake Factory is super duper crowded, right? So you're going to wait on a weekend because you cannot set reservations there. You're waiting anywhere between an hour and a half to sit down. It's usually in a mall area, which is really crowded, and you don't have very much of a waiting area to sit down. And this is all on the first date. So by the time you do sit down, you hungry than a mug, right? Right? Because they have those long tables, that long booth, and they're sitting you directly next to somebody. You're pretending like you don't hear their conversation as well as they're pretending they don't hear yours. And then hopefully you get good waiting staff and everything comes out good and not cold where you don't have to take your food back or send it back or whatever the case may be. It is super noisy in there. If you've ever been to a Cheesecake Factory, you've heard it is noisy. You can hardly hear yourself. So we're talking about first dates here. Not about, oh, once we're all in and everything like that, we're dating and we're getting familiar, just dropping in for a quick bite. We're not talking about that. We're talking about first date. And is the atmosphere conducive enough for successful time with someone that you may be interested in? I think we need to get away from thinking that that list is an absolute for all women and that all women don't like that. That's not the case. However, I think that whoever you're going to date, you need to do your due diligence and find out what they like prior to the date. Get some options. It's nothing wrong with that. Why would you go out with someone and not really know what it is that they like? Some people have allergens. We're living in a different time now. Some people are gluten-free. A lot of people are vegan. And so if you take me to a steakhouse and I'm a vegan, that's going to be an awkward problem, a situation, right? Even if you're trying to impress them, they need to know what attire they're going to wear. I'm that type of person. You dress for the occasion. So if the occasion does not fit for heels, my hair a certain way, or makeup, I don't want to be overdressed, right? I don't want to wear a dress and this is an event where we're going to be outdoors or it's going to be somewhere where dancing is going on. I want to be able to be comfortable and be able to do all of those things. My point is just do your due diligence and do your research when it comes up to dating, and don't slam somebody just because they don't like chain restaurants. People have grown. A lot of women, it's not about being bougie. People have expanded. It's not like how it was in the 90s. In the 90s, yes, my husband and I, Applebee's was our place, right? When I go out, it is not that anymore, right? Because I'm of a certain age, we've learned, we've grown, and we can afford other places. But it doesn't mean that we won't ever go back to an Applebee's. It doesn't mean that we won't ever go to a Cheesecake Factory or any of the others, or go to a fast food restaurant on a lunch. But we're talking about the appropriateness of a first date and the atmosphere and what it is that is likable to one person's versus another.